Welcome back to the video and welcome back to Rikka's Theorycrafting. Today I'm going to be showing you all basically something that I should have probably gotten like a few months ago around like when the game started, but this is a really important utilization within the game of Shadowverse Evolve, which is playing the Mulligan. Now, to explain the Mulligan rules, as I have an example over here with my Havencraft deck. So what you do is you draw 4 cards at the beginning of the game, and then it is an all or nothing mulligan. So for example, right here, I have a lot of thorough heavy costs, and I'll get to some of the reasons why you would probably not want to keep a hand like this, but it's generally showing that either you could go keep the hand right here, or you put all 4 of them back on the bottom of the deck in any order. So I could do this, for example, put them in the bottom of the deck, and then draw 4 more instead, which this looks like a much better hand that I got located over here. So there are going to be 3 main points I'm going to make that can really help utilize your main mulligan game, and something that, especially if you're recently starting out and you're wondering, oh, I don't know if I have to really worry about my opener, well, this is a very good video to really explain how well to utilize all your openers. The first idea I would like to go showcase is that the main thing that you want to do within your mulligan is get utilization of key cards. So for example, in my deck, I'm playing basically Heavenly Aegis, as you saw earlier. It's located over here. So what I want to do is look for, what do I want to mainly prioritize? So for example, I would like stuff like Sacred Plea, and also for another card that I would have is Prison Priestess, to evolve it to search out the Statute Seraph, which is one of the key cards within this deck specifically. Just trying to go find it while I go search it out right here. So these are kind of like the stuff I want to do within the early game, or basically have this around close to the time I want to go play this down, for example. So that's some ideas on how you do that. And honestly, unless they are searchable, even if they are dead cards, it is a good comfort to have utilized. I think I've seen in some of my streams with my Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Cute deck, I like to keep Uzuki in hand, even though Uzuki is not really played until turn 6. It's a similar concept with Statue Seraph with Prison Priestess. Sure, despite this being searchable too, if I have this card in my hand, this will be nice to keep depending on the matchup. So there's that. The second thing I would like to show you all is that the capitalization of early game is really important. This mainly is the reason is because a lot of different decks like to have thorough good openers. Talked about these cards, Prison Priestess or Sacred Plea, but you can even add in a nice specialty card that can be played early, like Bellringer Angel, or hell, even Priest of the Cudgel in like turn 3 or even 4, mostly to get that main banish utilization as well. These are some great examples of stuff that would be great to have in an early mulligan, and you want to also build around main your early game pieces to help capitalize into the mid game and the late game. So this would really help with a lot of your main thorough targets and your main plan to help either win the game within the middle side or in the late side. Plus, also mainly capitalizing on early game really helps to have some bodies that can swing onto the field. Stuff like Priestess and Cudgel are very great uses within their Evolve stuff, as we can go see in their Evolve cards right here. If they continually keep swinging at the 2, these can go just an overall long way. The last thing I would like to talk about within this is to build a deck around a good opener. So I'm going to do a very quick demo located over here, and it also really just depends on playstyle. Like mainly, you want to know what your deck wants to grab and what cards you don't want to see like immediately. So as I do the demo located over here, as I finish off shuffling on this, I start off with my mulligan and put 4 cards in. I get Kaguya, Execution, Bellringer Angel, and Tribunal of Good and Evil. The tricky part is that these cards more so want to fit into the mid game. More so, this one is more so into the late game to go to have some flexibility while you have Aegis possibly on the field. And these cards are nice uses of pushing down your opponent. And really, the only really good opener thorough card is Bellringer Angel, but you kind of have some dead cards. I would say like 1 dead card is fine, but having a lot of thorough dead cards are really tricky. So in this case, I would put back It actually kind of doesn't matter of what I put at the bottom deck because I have searchables like Prison Priestess and also the Seraph if I go proc it. But for sake of example, we'll do it like this way. I usually like to put like the higher impact pieces at the bottom of the deck, which could really help if you're going to speed through your deck for a lot. So now we get to the new mulligan. Again, it's all in or nothing. We have this, and that is a way better stuff. The only really dead card you see is Themis' Decree, but this will help because turn 5 is the thorough transition within early mid-game. But I have Black Inscription to deal with the early pressure, especially if they have lesser buys that just continually swing out field. A good example of this would be Novice Trooper in Swordcraft. We have Prison Priest to get that main search, and Sacred Plea, of course. So this is a good example of a mulligan that I want to go prioritize in my own playstyle, but your mileage may vary. Another great example would be Abysscraft, and mainly because they have a lot of lower cost utilizations, and mainly their mid game is basically their late game too as well. So these are some potential examples of how you can utilize playing the mulligan, and can really help showcase your success as you go on playing Shadowverse Evolve. Other than that, to mainly conclude, the mulligan is pretty fun overall in that aspect. I personally prefer this over the choose which ones to mulligan back. Gives that more main inconsistency, and that's really will help with your main deck building to really build something that, oh, I want to go have a thorough great range of a great opener, and that's what I prioritize a lot in my own deck building. But again, as I said before, this really depends on how you want to go play your use of mulligan. If you're going more for a thorough risky stuff, you might be putting back a lot of cards in that, so that's something to definitely keep in mind. Other than that, that's been it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Continue to embrace the darkness, and we will see you all in the next video.